welcome to episode 9 of Nebraska Knits. My name is Laura. This is my YouTube channel where I like to share my knitting, crocheting, and maybe a few other crafty things that I have been working on. You can find me at Ravelry and on Instagram. What I'm wearing today is one of my tie-dyes from Neena's tie-dye. This is a swirl, I call it the Swirl Classic pattern. It's classic because the colors are the yellow, the turquoise, and the fuchsia. And then when you wrap it and you overlap the colors, that's how you get the purples, greens, oranges. They make the other colors. All right, let's talk about some finished objects that I have. First finished object is these fade socks that I finished. This was an inspiration from, I visited a Imagine It shop in Omaha, Nebraska. They had this cowl there that was done up in a color work, and I think it was called Just Yarning Around Cowl pattern. I don't know, I researched it, found it on Ravelry, and it had this color work fade. The different colors fade into the next color. This yarn was from Wool of the Bat. It was called Sea Witch. It was in a bundle of 5. I started these on May 22nd, I finished them October 13th. I did a modified shadow wrap heel. I worked them from the toe up. Yeah, that's about all though for those. I also made one of the mini stockings with this yarn. Okay, that's all of my finished objects. Next, we'll talk about whips. My first whip is my corner to corner crochet lap throw that I'm working on. I am up to here. The yarn that I'm using is Mandala-Hombre. I got it at Walmart. It's called Happy Hero. I took it apart and I balled up. I had 4 skeins. I took them apart and I balled it up so that I could get the different fades into the different colors. This is the corner to corner crochet lap throw. Okay, next are my toe up shorty socks, and they are in this bag from Ooh So Pretty. They stay in this bag. They are shorty toe up socks, just using a regular vanilla pattern for the pattern, and I wanted to try working toe up socks. They're on a magic loop. This yarn is from the February 2024 Yarnable. It's called Love is Love. I have one finished. Working on the second one. That's how far I've gotten on it. Stitch marker on here shows where I was previously in my previous video. So now I can move my stitch marker to over here. Hopefully next time they will be finished and I can show them to you. Now my next whip is the pattern socks that I have been working on. The pattern is Whispers in the Wind by Kay Litton, the Crazy Sock Lady. One of my goals for doing knitting socks was to do a pattern, just a pattern sock. Let me get the sock blocker. Because I have one of these finished. This marker is where I was in my last episode that I showed. So I have one of these socks finished. It's a very cool pattern. Repeat. It's really pretty easy to work on. Just takes time for me. This is where I am with the second sock, and it is worked cuff down. The yarn for it is, find my little note card, the Yarnable April 2024 Life is Short, Eat the Doughnut. The bag that it is living in is a buffalo plaid from Rustic Moon. That's my Whispers in the Wind sock. My next whip is a Musselburgh Hat. I started Musselburgh Hat. The Musselburgh pattern is by Ysolda Teague. Got the pattern from Ravelry. I did have to purchase it. It's not a free pattern. The yarn that I'm using, I purchased it from, there was a thing called Stitch Out Loud back in, I don't remember when. It was by Gary Knits and Gary Rides. What Stitch Out Loud is a multi-dyer yarn collection for knitters and crocheters. It was inspired by the sights and sounds and colors and experiences of the AIDS life cycle, a 7-day mile bike ride down the coast of California. They raised money. I purchased 2 yarns from that group. I purchased this Yoriko Oki Mighty Elf 2 sock yarn in the colorway Asphalt. It's called Asphalt. This is how far I am on the Musselburgh Hat. It is living in this new bag that I purchased from Willow Pond Dye Works. It's a skeleton. I really love it. The Yarnable is it's a subscription that I get each month, and I've purchased the fingering sock weight. I only get 1 skein. It's a 100-gram skein. It comes in the mail once a month. Yeah, that's all about that. Okay, acquisitions. In August, we took our vacation and we go to South Dakota. We go to Sturgis. We go on several rides. We stayed in Custer, South Dakota this year. We stayed at campground, Beaver Lake Campground. Trouble finding my notes. Oh, there they are. Okay. While we were staying at Custer, I did some research before we went up there to see if there were any yarn shops that I could stop at while we were there, and Custer actually had one, and it's called the Quilted Buffalo. Very cute shop. Went in and stopped at it. I looked around. I did purchase this hand-dyed stupendous 100% superwash merino. This is a DK. Lots of colors. Very pretty. That's what I purchased at Quilted Buffalo. This yarn is by Busy You Farm Fibers, and they are located there at Custer, South Dakota. I will put their information in the more down below here. You can click on the more and it'll open up the drop down and you can see more information. We also went to Rapid City and stopped at the yarn shop there, and it's called Slip Knits. Very nice shop. I was really impressed. She had a lot of stuff. She had a lot of information. A lot of stuff to look at and purchase, and I only bought one skein of yarn. This is sock 733 mask. It is a light fingering 100-gram skein. It's got blacks and purples and Malabrigo. Very pretty. Slip Knits. She gave me her card. It's located in Rapid City. Like I said, I'll put their information down in the more comments. I also got this little alpaca wool guy. He's so cute. Okay, I also have the last 3 months of my Yarnable yarns that have come in the mail. This one is August 2024. It's called Neon Graffiti. Like I said, I get the plush sock. There are a couple other options that you can get. You can get DK. They come once a month, packaged very nicely. You get some extras in there too. This is September's 2024 Happily Ever After. Very pretty reds. Very pretty. Can't wait to stitch these up into socks or something else. This is the October. It's called Witch Please. Some of my favorite colors, purples, greens. These are going to be really cool. All right, that's all I have for now. Thank you.